Alright, welcome back to SOS. I'm Stasser Badass. Just gonna hang this down here. There we go, get that out of the way. Today I'm making beef jerky, and it's gonna be peppered and a little bit different. I like making my beef jerky like this. I usually will slice up steak and things like that and make steak jerky and stuff. But I've done a lot of that stuff on the channel. I figured I would bring some of that stuff back and start doing some more of that stuff for you guys and gals. I know a lot of you like making your own stuff like this. I've got a road trip coming up. I don't want to spend a ton of money on some beef jerky, and I got meat that was fairly cheap. First thing you want to do with your meat, I'm going to be using ground beef today. We're going to use ground beef. Oh, hang on a minute. She just has to see what we're doing. First thing you want to do with your ground beef is take it and put it in the freezer for a few hours or so. It's a good opportunity to kill some bacteria. Then just kind of thaw it out. Best time to turn it into jerky. There's different kinds. I've got so many different ones. I used brine mix last time, and this time I'm using Jerky Cure, and it's got all your seasonings. The most important part is the sodium. You want to look for something that's got a lot of salt in it. Helps preserve it. You need something with a lot of salt if you're going to mix it up with for your seasonings. So this is the best thing to pick up. It's like $3. So this will cure a lot more. I don't need this whole pack. I could use half a pack or whatever. But I don't know. I might actually use the whole thing. And then also we're going to be peppering it. So I've got peppercorn medley, and it comes with its own grinder. This was like $1, and I'm putting this on our shelf of spices. I didn't think about doing this until today. But let's get started. I've got my Nesco dehydrator. You just have to blow the whistle, don't you? Alright. Got my Nesco dehydrator, and I just got done washing it. So the first thing that I want you to do was to make sure it's good and dry in there. So I'm running it on the highest temperature for a while, just to make sure it's good to go. I'm going to mix this stuff up. Basically, you take this. I'm preheating my oven. I'm going by the instructions and make sure I don't forget anything I need to tell you. But I've got my oven preheated. It doesn't have to go too high. I'm putting it out it's at 200 right now. It's preheated, and I'm gonna set it in there for a while, and it cooks it. You want to pre-cook it, then dehydrate it. Then when it's done dehydrating and you think it's somewhat done, you can put it back in the oven and just give it a double check back and forth until you know for sure. Yeah, just take this stuff out. My kids are just going to play all around me while I'm doing this, but that's fine. So that, just the fuel. But yeah, you're mixing this stuff up. It even gives you, advice for like using the gun and all this other jazzy stuff. Yep, ground meat. They want you to do ground meat. Pretty simple stuff. I'm basically, all right now, kids, knock it off. Don't be fighting over there. All right. This should be. Yep, there's my cure. Let me go grab some scissors. Alright, so like I cut the package open, you can see that's mostly like salt. So just add it in there. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be mixing this stuff up by hand. Get your seasoning open. I'm just adding the whole thing. I don't care. Last time I did the same thing. I just added the whole packet. It was just fine. It tasted awesome. But everybody ate through that whole thing, and I didn't get a chance to eat any of it. There's your seasoning there. This is just a seasoning. It's got a little bit of salt in it too. But that was your cure. The white one is your cure. Well, the silver one's your cure, and this is your seasoning. And then in the end, you want to take this. I'm putting this over the top of it. I don't want to get. Well, I might actually just go ahead and mix some in. So let's go ahead and mix some in now. I've got it on the highest one right there. go ahead. That way I can kind of mix some of it in with it. I might sprinkle some over the top or whatever. Yes, you're cooking with BA today, so pretty simple, nothing crazy. Now I do tinfoil on my pans, if you can see that. Tinfoil on my pans, and then I usually use parchment paper or something like that, but I've got this on my pans, and then I oil the pan. I put just light oil, nothing crazy. I just don't want it sticking everywhere. So let me mix this up, and then we'll start laying this stuff out. Let you watch a little bit of this before I move on. Just mix it in. I'm making sure you can see that. But yeah, you just keep working it around, and you'll see it's nice and coated. It's easier to do it by hand than it is to set and break it up with something else. Anyway, if you get a little bit on the table, then you'll be alright. Alright. Now, I'm going to lay these out. I kind of do the whole patty thing. Let me turn you around here. Yeah, I'm going to touch everything. It'll be alright. I'll disinfect later. Clean up. Somebody out there's going to be like, did you wash that? You know, Billy's got a comment, right? But yeah, I don't need a machine to do this. You can just kind of, I will roll it out. And I cut this up into squares when I'm done. But I'll get a roller here in a minute, and then I'll roll this stuff out. But you just do it kind of little by little, and then roll it out. I just need to know how much is going to be in each pan for the most part. It doesn't really, the tube gun makes it, it's so fine. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit thicker, because I've dehydrated stuff that's really thick, and it always turns out good every time. I wanted to show you this part so you kind of get an idea of what to do. But when I get this on here, I'm going to be rolling this out. Then you'll see it's nice and laid out. So I want to get a little bit over here, so I don't take all of it and put it on one side. I want to have some on each one of these sheets. But I'll come along in just a minute and I'll roll this stuff out. And it'll be nice and square, trust me. Kind of like laying out pizza dough, right? I'm making a meat pizza. Yeah. For those of you like extra toppings, here you go. This is like epic mealtime, right? I just gotta add some McDonald's cheeseburgers to it, right? Alright, hang on. Alright, so I've got them all laid out. Like I said, you just roll it out, and some of it you kind of work by hand to get it where you want it. And over the top, I'm gonna cut this up with a pizza cutter once I'm done in nice little squares. So for those fancy people out there that want a particular look. And I just gotta sprinkle my pepper over the top. This one's gonna be peppered. The last one I did wasn't. It was I did liquid smoke and a bunch of other crazy stuff. It was like smoke, and I did some teriyaki. You can add teriyaki, do teriyaki jerky. This stuff's great because it just it's not tough to chew on. And a lot of people are probably gonna say, that people have got, jacked up teeth or whatever, they still enjoy eating beef jerky, and the other stuff's just too tough to chew on. Well, this is your remedy right here if you've got that problem. But for me, this is just something I like to chew on when I'm on a road trip. If I got a long way to go and I don't want to spend tons of cash on some jerky. This is going to make more than one of those. This is like one bag of jerky right here. So that's like two $10 bags of jerky or so. So I'm saving like $5-10 or so on this. All right, I got to put these in the oven, let them cook for a little bit, and then we'll cut them up with a piece of cutter and throw them in there. As you can see, I skipped one part I didn't show you, but it was all one piece. All I did was cut it up into those sections and space it out. And I'm putting it back in there. Got it on a low temperature setting. It's just on 200. Same with the other one. That's a lot of jerky. They're pretty thick pieces, so it's going to go a while. That's like oh man, it's like a big pack of burgers right there. All right, I'll let this set in the oven for a little bit longer, and then we'll take it out when I think it's, you'll know when it's done, and then you'll see what it looks like for me, and then I'm going to put it in the dehydrator. This is about what it's going to look like. And the next thing I'm going to need to do is to load my trays. Well, I guess I'll try to space this out a little bit so I can get them all in here. Just kind of lay them out. Don't want them breaking or anything. You can fill up as many trays as you want. If you can only do a couple of trays, I'm just doing a few pieces per. I'll stack another one of these up here. Now I drew lines on mine to line up my vents. I just did it to dummy proof mine so I wouldn't have to look for them. I don't need a whole bunch of jerky on each and every tray. It's good to kind of space them out if you've got a bunch of trays. So I'll do like 4 on this one. Then I'll do 4 on my next one. There's my this is my sheet for doing fruit roll-ups and stuff. So I'll do that. Oh, that was acting wacky. Let's try this tray. I only need one more. Excuse me. Alright, now load her up. I got my lines all lined up here. And then I got it on the highest setting. You got to put it on the highest setting. And you're going to be at this for a few hours. This is going to be plugged in for about 4 hours, and then I'll check it. And then pull this up just a little bit. And 4 hours I'll check, and then I'll probably check it in another 2, and then 2 after that. And we'll see how long this takes. But it's what time is it now? 10, something like that. So in a few hours I'll come back and I'll let you guys know, and I'll film it some more. So 5 hours later, and this is what you get. And it's amazing. Nice pieces of jerky, big chunks. Yep. Oh, it's good. I better be careful. I might end up eating this whole time. This is for storage. I gotta put this up because on the trip I'm gonna want this, so I don't want to eat all of it. But all I'm gonna do for now is put it in a bag and put it up. Now I could vacuum seal it. I've got a vacuum sealer. You could, or if you're not going to eat it for a long time, I recommend freezing it. That's what I do, and then you can stick it back in the dehydrator for a while. But all these pieces are awesome, perfect size, something to grab and munch on. But I'm just going to store all these up in a plastic bag. Have a nice meal later on while I'm on the road. Quite a bit. But I might actually put this in the freezer for now. I don't plan on eating this till the trip, and then I'll just I'll throw it in the dehydrator because I've got a few weeks before I leave. So just making sure I'm prepared for the trip. These are not your regular size beef jerky though. This is some super thick stuff. But yeah, that's what you get. Pretty good sized bag. It's one of those gallon bags. And I'm gonna wrap that up and put it away. I would vacuum seal it, but I really don't want to waste my vacuum bags for that. There's just really no need. All right, so you're watching Cooking with BA. You're watching SOS. I'm Stas Sergeant Badass. Have a beautiful, fabulous, fantastic day. Make yourself some beef jerky. The instructions come with your Nesco if you want to get one of those, but they're really affordable, and you can pick up a Nesco, I think, at Walmart, and that's just the easiest way for some of you, if you know what I mean. Or you can order it. They make different ones, but this is probably one of the best to get. This low budget for you to be able to do this stuff. And I do have a dehydrating playlist for those of you that are interested in it. All right, like I said, you're watching SOS. Stas Sergeant Badass. Have a beautiful, fabulous, fantastic day. And take it easy, and God bless you guys.